KD's move to Houston.
I mean, we addressed the end of last week when it first was announced, and we haven't spoke about it for like 5-6 months. But he seems in really good spirits. Obviously, you generally gonna be. And there's been a lot of reports of recent that he was the one that turned down the Golden State trade. So evidently he had his eye on the Rockets, and all parties made it happen.
And
So
Ime's his guy, I think.
yeah,
And there's another coach on there that he's really close with.
I think Ime was on the coaching staff with the Nets.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, so again, you've got one of the best coaches in the NBA. Jacob loves Ime. He thinks he's top 3 in the NBA.
Without a ring. Top 3.
When he comes back, you two discuss that part. But,
Yeah.
And the Rockets team, again, the last couple years, like 2 years ago, they just fast-tracked and caught everyone off guard. And then last year, finished the 2nd seed, but obviously the Warriors experience and Steph Curry kicked through. But people were saying it's just that one mega Dega superstar
that they need.
But I slightly do think them, obviously they're a better team without a doubt, and they should be one of the favourites. But them slightly losing Dylan Brooks, I don't think is the best of things. I will see over the course of the season, but I feel like that kind of team under that kind of coach, they need like a Dylan Brooks. They're a good defensive team anyway, innit?
But what do you think about the trade though? Like what the Suns got to what the Houston Rockets got?
Before the trade, VanVleet's injury.
I know, sick.
Like that hasn't been discussed a lot. People are forgetting Fred VanVleet is out, bro.
Of course.
Like, and that's obviously you've got players that can play the point and stuff like that, but like that's your atypical point guard that you want, especially when you've got a KD. Fred, just put him in the right spots. I'm not like like CP3. I'm not saying Fred's CP3's level, but it means KD will just play his game, and that's what the Rockets needed. So Fred's injury, I don't know, that could be not a turning point for them, but obviously because the season hasn't started, but it could be a bit peak. Like, but obviously Thompson twin, where everyone expects him to go even up a level. Like KD said, he ain't seen a player like him before.
Yeah.
And then obviously, Reed and Şengün, you get me? So
I mean, I'm hoping that they can get to at least the conference finals, at least. But the West is really tough.
It's the wild, wild West for a reason.
It's like you said, the wild, wild West for a reason. But I feel like I said, KD's in a very good position at the moment. He seems happy, like he's smiling like I've never ever seen him before. He's trolling on Twitter like he's never ever trolled before. Like, I just want a good season for him. And plus I'm going to see him soon. So I need to make sure that he's playing and he's not injured. So, yeah. My bets are on the...
How are you going to see KD? You've already seen him. How are you seeing him soon? Or why?
I'm going to go see him soon.
Right. Get me, right.
I'm going to go see him soon.
I've heard Houston is an amazing city as well. So.
I'm not going to Houston though.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm going to his old team.
Okay, fair enough, man.
Yeah.
You got the schedule all that, and I hear it.
But yeah, I mean, the West is, like I said, stacked. Houston Rockets obviously we could talk about OKC winning the championship because I think that like gets lost sometimes. Like people forget that, Shai did his thing. Will he, repeat winning a chip again? And will they dominate the West again? And that's like been a lot of like talk recently. But what's your thoughts on like obviously Shai and him possibly repeating MVP?
If Shai is as locked in as I think he is, I think he has a very good chance. Obviously, we're going to talk about MVP talk later, but spoiler alert, he is one of my two main candidates, one of my three to get an MVP. I think he has a very good chance of repeating. Obviously, them paying Chet and Jalen Williams, they kind of did it ahead of the curve, so they won't feel it later down the road. But that's their superstar sorted.
Yeah.
And they're still super young. I don't feel they're going to young teams tend to get complacent and obviously repeating is hard in it. But for some reason, yeah, I just feel like SGA and co, they're gonna say, what? These not one or two little question marks. And
Mm.
as weird as it sounds, and this is not a dig to our American followers and listeners, but I think him being not Canadian, I think this helps him in his mindset
Yeah.
because he's always, especially like with the face of the league talk, all that stuff. If he was American, we know they would have not put anyone in the conversation with face of the league. But because he's not, they've been trying to push Ant for a minute, for instance. So I just feel like SGA and co, obviously, say sponsors, distractions, and all that stuff when you win a chip. I think they can just continue where they left off from and be in a good position
Yeah.
to defend their title.
Yeah. So you really think that they'd be able to defend their title?
I think
knowing how stacked right now the West is. So
yeah.
if you're saying that they can defend the chip, like what teams, other teams, 4 teams you think that possibly could go against them?
I think that as stacked as the West is, it's not going to come as a surprise to them because I don't feel like anyone's drastically improved in the West last year, bar obviously the Rockets getting KD to take them over the line. But I think the Nuggets are going to be their main contender in the West.
Yeah.
That's who I think it will be. I think Jokic will come on some form of a revenge tour.
Yeah.
If obviously they've traded MPJ, they brought back Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown was super important when they won the championship. And he even said he's like, man's happy to get back to a team, back to winning ways. He can help run the point. He done it so well in the NBA Finals against the Heat, like where his minutes he's coming off, and he's just taking that pressure off Jokic and Jamal Murray, innit? So
yeah.
Aaron Gordon, we know how good he got, and he was so good last season, and then obviously playing injured in that their playoff run and stuff. So, but going back to OKC, I just feel like no one's massively. Obviously, a lot of the media's team is don't sleep on the Dallas Mavericks. For me, I need to see it to believe it.
Do you know I forgot about them?
Yeah. I need to see it to believe it because they've got a lot of players who are quite injury prone. Obviously, we don't know what Kyrie's going to come back from his ACL. He will be back next season. And then we don't know how good Cooper Flag's going to be in his debut season. So, like, he's going to be under pressure, but he's also coming to a good team. Not a lot of recent number 1 draft pick can go to a team like that. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
And not have to be the main man. So, I'd just say, there's a few teams have just got slightly better, but OKC, they showed their depth. And again, with the Pacers, shout out the Pacers. That's why they got to the NBA final. Both teams were the best depth teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
And OKC haven't really lost anyone, so that's why.
Not only that, they went to the final. I think those were the only teams that weren't injured. Because I mean, it only got to when Tyrese into Halliburton got injured. But I always say, like, the healthiest team will always win the chip. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel. Obviously, with a lot of things as well, team chemistry and all of that, and you know, your MVP player on your team, your whatever. But the team that stays the healthiest tends to win the chip.
No, that's true. Especially when it's your superstar or star players that are healthy, and that's where OKC were blessed. The Pacers were blessed in that sense until the finals when Tyrese unfortunately done his Achilles. But again, going back to to their squad depth, their roster depth. Like OKC, again, even though they've got to the NBA Finals, and obviously that's more miles in the tank. They're if they perform like how they did in the regular season, they can just rotate. Enough
Yeah.
men are getting minutes, and just for argument's sake, SGA will not have to play more than 35 minutes a game if they're
Yeah.
just that dominant again. So the way they're built, boy, me personally, I won't be surprised if they go back to back.